All right. So I'm looking just to kind of see all the people who are here, and I think you'll all know me, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I am Rebecca with the Santosha Way, and I am an Akashic Records facilitator. I do law of attraction, mindset coaching, as well as understanding the current energies at play and how like your natal chart, your personal energy is potentially affected under current energies at play. And the whole concept together is really about living well within the energies at play and rising into the highest expressions of it, right? Really trying to do like the best that you can do, show up in that way. The Akashic Records aspect plays into it in so many ways. The Q&A stuff, that's awesome. I enjoy doing those. And that's a typical reason that people use the Akashic Records is to ask questions. But for me, the healing work and the transformation work that's my area. I love that. So in general, let's start with what are the Akashic Records? I'm just going to be real brief about it, but I do want people who maybe don't know to understand. And of course, anyone can always ask questions and things like that. So the Akashic Records, we say to think of them as like a library, a giant library, and it's filled with information, information of everything that's ever existed, every event, every person, every place, um, trees, plants, pets, everything has a record of existence. And the easiest way for me to explain this is like, just like we have a patent office that has a record of every patent that has ever been created, and we use that, this is the same thing. It is a record of everything that has ever been. You personally have your own Akashic Records. You have your personal Akashic Records. You have guides over your records. You sat down with your guides before you planned your trip to Earth, and you planned out the things that you intended to do. This is written into your map of your natal chart. Things that you want to work on in this lifetime, things that you want to experience, your soul's purpose, your soul's calling. The records are really fun, Dawn. They really are. And the healing work is phenomenal. It's fabulous. So what we do with the Akashic Records is, as a facilitator, I go into the records and I read them. I translate energy. It's the same way that everyone else translates energy, in the ways that it can be through all the clairs. It can be things that I hear, sense, see, feel. Typically, for me personally, I feel things in the body, or information comes up for me to ask about. Sometimes I see colors or hear songs. My guides like to speak with me in songs, so that's how I translate the energy. And I ask questions and get different things from y'all too that help me to know where to go. If you have any questions about this as I'm talking, feel free to ask, like, how does that work? Or what are you doing? Or what do you mean by this? Go for it. And thank you, Kyrie. So the Akashic Records are vast, and you're only going to receive information that you're ready to receive. You're only going to get what's in your best and highest good. And the records are based on now. So if you receive information that you don't like right now, you have the power and authority to change your trajectory based on your current knowledge and awareness. So that's the benefit of asking questions in the Akashic Records. The healing work in the Akashic Records is phenomenal. It just is. the the energy, the clearing. I don't even know. I don't know how to say it. I do my own clearings and I also participate in other people's clearings because once I started doing energy work, it's phenomenal. It's you can feel it in your body, you can feel the shift, you can feel the difference, and it clears away old energy that's ready to fall away. What else do I want to say about the records? They're vast. Um, you can have your own specialties in the Akashic Records based on what your purpose is and what you came to do. The people that took the Akashic Apprenticeship, one of them, her specialty is clearly past lives. She will open up someone's records and immediately see past lives and work with clearing away that trauma and healing. So it's beautiful, beautiful work. I work specifically with contracts and the energy work side, alignments, clearings, that sort of stuff. You just made a house in the records. Dawn's saying she just made a house in the records. And yes, so the records are so vast. You have your own records and you have your own places that you can go that are your areas of learning. You can build your own buildings in the Akashic Records. You can create and set up your own environments. If you want to create maybe a park that you go to and sit under some trees to meditate within the Akashic Records, you can do that. The things you can do in the Akashic Records are, there is no limit. It is truly limitless. The limitation comes in with pure positive energy. It's pure positive energy. If you go in with an ill intention, you're going to get shut down. It doesn't work like that in the records. So that is one thing that I really love about working in the Akashic Records specifically. The information you can get can be as simple as, is it in my best and highest good to purchase this home? You can ask, so many different questions. It's really hard for me to suggest what kind of questions people can ask because that too is limitless. This is my dream. How do I align with that? What steps do I need to take to move in that direction? Understanding that, again, everything is in real time. So if you change your trajectory based on information you receive, you can go back later and receive new information now from where you are now. Trying to think, does anyone have any questions about what the records are or what you can and cannot do? Yes, specific questions. Thank you, Kyrie. Specific questions do get specific answers. That is usually helpful. And the records don't acknowledge good and bad or right and wrong. There's no is it a good idea? They don't care. What do you think? Do you think it's a good idea? That's kind of like the response that the records want to say. I don't know. You think it's a good idea? They don't, the keepers of the records don't, it's not like that. You can ask, is it in my best and highest interest? And that's based on what you're trying to accomplish in your life, right? All right. What else do we need to talk about? Trying to just kind of run through my little things. There's so many things you can do in the Akashic Records. So personally, I have a couple of memberships. The Akashic Alignments membership is special to me. I make 2 group alignments a month. to work with the moon cycle energy that's going to be already stirring up in your life. We just started crystal alignments to work with those frequencies. So that's aligning to crystal frequencies for a specific purpose and intention. And then we also have 2 personal opportunities each month. We just do one a week and we alternate between the group alignment and the personal opportunity to either ask questions or get an alignment. That is one really special group. I thoroughly enjoy getting on and doing those readings when we have the personal opportunities. And then, of course, I have regular sessions and things like that. And I have the Akashic Apprenticeship, which, Stephanie, do you feel like unmuting yourself and saying anything about the Akashic Apprenticeship? Like I told you, I might put you on the spot.
Well, hello. Gosh, I
Hello.
really wasn't expecting all of this.
I know, right? You're here.
Hang
Let's
on a
go.
second. Um, so anyway, wow, I have really just been using the records for my personal benefit right now. But I can see where long term, I'm actually very hopeful that it will turn into a business opportunity. I am looking at a couple of different avenues right now, and oh my gosh, so excited. Um, so, but for me, for the records to really start to make sense of it all, there was so much crap that had to be cleared out first
Mhm.
that I wasn't even aware of. And if you're not ready for it, holy crap. Um, Once you get into the records, if you're not aware of it, it's going to make itself known until you deal with it. Um, and like seriously, I had no idea of how much stuff I really was just blissfully unaware of.
Mm,
But if I want to continue to grow, then there's only one way to do it.
right.
And it may be uneasy and uncomfortable and downright ugly and painful at times.
It
Um,
is sometimes, yes.
um, but like over the last week, I have had such a shift in my personal vibration. Like I told you, Rebecca, I was just messing around and found myself in the vortex. Holy crap. For
Right.
anybody else that follows Abraham Hicks, that's like the ultimate woohoo place where you want to be. And since I started messing with the Akashic Records, it's opened my Galactic Records. And for me, that vortex is where I tap into that unicorn, yes, energy.
Yes.
Um, so I hope this makes sense, and I hope I don't sound like a babbling idiot. Um,
You're
um,
totally fine.
but that's what the records have done for me, and I'm so excited to be able to play around in this next round. Um,
Yes.
because I know I am going to gain, like, it was so overwhelming that I'm like, what am I even doing here? Why did I show up? You know? And I think it was like to get a sense of it so that now that I've cleared so much out, like I feel like so much more of it is going to make so much more sense.
Yes. So the Akashic Records are going to, you're going to have to come to play. You just are.
Can you go back to muting me, cuz I'm like
Okay.
really, my energy is off the chain right now.
Sure. I'm like, let me find you. I'll mute you. There. So the Akashic Records will make you show up. You're going to show up because when you first get into the records, any healing that you need is going to come through for you. And you will spend time just opening the records and receiving healing until you're ready to go to the next step and the next step and the next step. And the records are vast. And so I got attuned in 2020 at the end of the year. Sarah, hi, I saw you pop in here. Sarah was one of my classmates, and we got attuned. And I don't know about Sarah, but for me, it took a year just to kind of feel my way through so many different aspects of the records and what's possible, and try this and let's see about this, and going to the different places that I was drawn to go to. So it's vast. Now, one thing about the apprenticeship, like Stephanie was saying, she's going to play back along. It's a 12-week course. She's going to go through it again because she missed a lot of the live sessions, and there's so much to comprehend, and you can go back through and do another layer and another level constantly, because thank you for sharing, Stephanie, really. You never get it done. The space is so vast, it's so limitless. And the apprenticeship is evergreen, so you can jump in anytime I have it and go back through the program. I leave the content up for an extremely long time until I'm ready to do the next class, and then I take everything down and put it back up again in order, right? So I'm really looking forward to this. One thing I want to touch on, Stephanie talked about the Galactic Records. So we jumped into the Galactic Records in this last round of the apprenticeship. We sort of stumbled our way into it through, part of it was that I had to do another layer of personal work to teach the classes that I had set out to teach. And when we talked about past lives and different things like that, I had to start doing my own past life work in order to actually teach the stuff that I needed to teach. So we got really deep into things, and we got into the Galactic Records. And these are not like the Akashic Records. You have to call in extra protection to use the Galactic Records. Well, you don't have to, but it would be ill-advised, very ill-advised, just to go into the Galactic Records without extra protection and things around you. But that's something that we stumbled into, was the Galactic Records. And this is where now when I see clients, I sometimes, often, frequently can feel, sense, see their galactic energy, if it's something that they're ready to be aware of. And so we have, like, let me just take a yes, extra protection is definitely needed in the galactic realm. What is the galactic realm? It's the galaxy. It's the concept of, like, my throat chakra is going nuts right now. This is hilarious. Let me just burn a little Palo Santo here. I feel like not everybody's ready to hear this type of stuff. No, it's totally fine, Stephanie. So in the galactic realm, this is where there's, hi, Jodi. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna put you on the spot too, girl. Like you showed up, and it's going to be time. Um, the Galactic Records are where there are dragons and fairies and unicorns and elves and all sorts of energies and frequencies where people have the awareness of their gifts at a higher level. And you find that these energies can be associated with your human energy. And if you think of it as an avatar and you think of yourself as a soul who has lived many lifetimes, as well as potentially has many galactic avatars, understanding that we are star seeds from other places, planets of origin, that Earth is a place that we come to for life experience in the 3D realm, and that there are other things out there. If any of this brings up a lot of questioning for you, I highly recommend Journey of Souls. Dr. Michael Newton, I believe is the author's name. I listened to it on Audible. There is a second book I've never listened to, but I desperately am always like, I've got to check that one out. Journey of Souls is brilliant. It breaks down the process of it's hypnotherapy. This doctor discovered past lives as a result of taking people into hypnosis. And then he said, I want to know what happens in between the lives. What's going on in that soul world in between the lives. And so he would hypnotize people back into the in-between point and ask them questions. And it's a beautiful book that sort of goes into different things like that. And there's a brief chapter on other planets that we go to learn various different things in our lives. It's not all planet Earth. So the galactic realm basically goes into those things, your galactic energies, your other connections, understanding that things can be present in other realms and realities, understanding just like some people see ghosts in this realm and other people do not. Like, I don't see ghosts, but I know people who do, who are mediums, who literally see them. I have seen them. It's just rare for me to see them. That energy is blocked from me because that's not my area. I'm not supposed to deal with that realm. I can be aware of it, but I keep it shut out. That's for my personal energy. So just as some people, though, do see ghosts and see that fourth dimension there are these other dimensions and these other realms and realities that have these other avatars in them. And so one thing that we can do with the Akashic Records and the Galactic Records is connect in with that energy, find out information about your galactic energy. What's the benefit of that? When you start connecting with your galactic frequency, who is operating at a higher, your dog is going nuts, really. They're operating at a higher awareness, higher level of awareness, and you start connecting with that energy, you're receiving upgrades and more information, and you're operating at a higher level of empowerment in your own personal life. And it's simple things like some of these avatars are actually present in your records when you open up your Akashic Records. I'll say that. So if you ever open up your Akashic Records and you see a dragon in there and you're like, oh, hey, wow, there's a dragon in my records. What is this about? Right? Things like that. So that's one thing that I do enjoy diving into in Akashic Records sessions, is going in a little bit deeper into that galactic energy, merging you with the DNA. Since I work with energy and I work with the alignments and what we would call healing aspects of the records, merging you with those frequencies and upgrading your DNA coding, understanding that you are a computer system and we can shut certain things down and activate other things. It's brilliant and beautiful work. Jodi, do you mind if I put you on the spot and ask you to talk about your experience in the Akashic Apprenticeship? And then after that, I think I'm going to start taking questions if y'all have questions that you want to ask for your Akashic records. Jodi says her dog keeps barking. That's fine. It's totally fine.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We'll see if she's quiet for a little while. Yeah, I don't even have any words though. It's totally crazy and wonderful and like the best experience ever in my whole life. So I thank you for being like this amazing teacher that I was supposed to find. And yes.
Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Seriously. I had no clue where it was going to go when we started this. And
Oh,
yeah,
it went further than I ever thought was possible. So I have,
me too.
it's amazing, amazing.
Me too.
And I'm still like, I'm gonna go through and do all of the stuff that you post again, because I will have past life stuff come up that blurs in with this one, even when I'm just going about my day to day, which I'm learning how to adjust to because it just is something that is natural to me now. So, and when I meet people, I'll get a flash of what they were like in my past life. So, yes, I will be going through all the stuff that you post over again.
Oh my goodness. I love it because that means you are going to bring new questions. And when you bring new questions, it takes, that's why, look, you take the second class with us and you're going to get a whole new brilliant class.
Oh my God.
Not existed yet.
I can imagine.
So this is going to be so much fun. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I will be there.
And part of what I do is I create alignments to align y'all's energy to the things that we're learning, to be able to expand into that, to be able to receive information for yourselves. I think it's amazing. I think it's super fun.
Oh, it is. It's totally amazing. And it has completely like changed my life too. It's
yeah. I genuinely, all of y'all, your lives, my life, none of it is the same as it was before we started that class. Nobody's doing the same thing that they were doing before.
no.
And the expansion and the growth has been phenomenal. And this is why I couldn't quite ever explain it in words to other people, but it's like if I only did the Akashic Records for my personal life and my personal self and my family, like that would have been enough. I would do it again in a heartbeat just for my personal self. The fact that I was like, ooh, yeah, I want to use this in my business, that was just a whole nother side thing in the process. So it doesn't really matter how you end up using it. The benefits are just amazing.
And I have helped so many people too. It's amazing how it changes everybody's life to just have that information.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. All right. So do you have anything else you want to say, Jodi, before I mute you?
Nope, I have no more words. It's just
Okay.
great.
I'm gonna mute you then. Okay. Sarah. Okay, so Sarah's over in the chat, and this is my classmate. She says she's using the Akashic Records to heal her family tree, and it's probably the most important work she'll ever do. And I can agree. I can agree with that. This work is, and this is why it's so vast. If y'all want to start dropping questions that you have in the chat box, or if you don't know how to do that and you need to unmute or something, I think there's like a place where you can raise your hand too. Go ahead and do that. But the records are so vast, and the way in which you can use them is so tremendously open. And part of what we do in the apprenticeship is we go through the different areas, not all of them, but we go through some major ones that you're probably going to come up with if you do have sessions. And this, in the process of this, we also go into what is your specialty in the records. And basically how we do that is we take you to that information so you can receive it and start getting activated to things that are good for you. Activating gifts, that's one of my specialties as well. Contracts, activating gifts, healing work in general, working with DNA and frequencies in general. I'm just beginning to scratch the surface of my work, and I know that the ladies that got attuned this past fall are same. They're just beginning to scratch the surface. The way this is going to develop and unfold and open for everybody is so expansive. I can't even begin to describe it. Okay. So I'm going to cleanse my energy and start with I'm going to start with Sarah, even though Dawn asked first earlier. I'm recognizing you, but I don't want to lose Sarah's question. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll go into yours, Dawn. All right, so, and okay, so what energies and themes will be most present, Sarah, in 2023? You know, I get a lot of energy and tension in the back. I want to hunch over. And the thing that comes up for me is this, it almost feels like you're going to be studying, hunched over studying, but that it has a lot to do with your past. There's some past life work for you to look into. And I'm recommending, they're saying, I feel like I'm talking to Jodi right now. This is the kind of conversation I have with Jodi. Okay, so Sarah, your guides are saying to connect with Apollo for past life information, which is going to automatically lead me to think that this has to do with the galactic realm. So if you do choose to go into your galactic records, you definitely want to call in extra protection. Definitely. And message me if you have any questions about that over on Facebook so that I can give you some specific things that you can do to call in that extra protection. But you should be able to connect with Apollo without needing to go that far into it. At the same time, I feel like that's the direction you're going to maybe end up going. It's time for you to connect with some roots that are deeper than your family tree. And it's time for you to connect with some origin roots, is what I'm hearing for you. So, I hope that sits with you well. And of course, feel free to message me if you have any questions about specifics around the extra protection of call-in, and I will get with you on that. Otherwise, I know that you are very wise. Sarah actually does light language. She is a brilliant Akashic Records reader. It really felt like I wanted to hunch over something.
Yeah, well, I've had like a carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders thing for like a really long time.
Yeah. So I would say that there's a contract involved in that, and talk to Apollo. He seems to have contracts sometimes with people.
Can do that. Thank you.
Absolutely. I am going to disconnect from your energy. One of the things I appreciate about my ability to feel energy is that when I connect in and disconnect from someone, I feel it. I feel the connection, and when I disconnect, I feel that pulling away. And this is kind of what you can feel when you're opening and closing records, things like that. It's beautiful and brilliant. Okay, so I'm moving into Dawn's Akashic Records. The question is about your thyroid. All right. So Dawn, if you are okay with it, I would like to do a little bit of energy work with you on this, if you're open to receive that. Okay. So let's start. We're going to just activate your Akashic Heart Opener to expand your energy. And this is opening your crown, your heart, and your root chakra so that you're grounded in as you receive this, and it goes through your heart space so that everything's anchored in love. So with your thyroid, the biggest theme that we talk about with the thyroid, I actually used to have thyroid problems. This is part of the work. I was working on healing my thyroid when I got into the Akashic Records, and I was still really wobbly on my throat chakra and my thyroid, all of that. And just getting into the records really helped me fine tune and clean that energy up. With our thyroid and throat, we're talking about needing to speak up and speak our truth. And we're going to just call in, we're going to call in blueberries, the frequency of blueberries, and start tuning your energy to that frequency. Why blueberries? Blueberries are blue. Blue is associated with the throat chakra. And there's actually the sensation. In fact, I highly recommend that unless you have a strong aversion to blueberries, that you find some blueberries, purchase some, and do that food meditation that I've talked about. Basically, you're going to hold some blueberries in your mouth, on your tongue, allow your tongue to receive the codes from the food, from the frequency. So the energy work we're doing right now is giving you that sensation, but this moment of energy work is not going to be enough to hold the frequency on a long-term basis. This is something that you want to really ingrain into your energy field. And so think of it like tuning, and we can tune your throat and your thyroid at this time, but you need to continue to tune it and continue to connect with that frequency in order to be able to maintain that frequency, right? Just like if you started a new exercise, if you wanted to go running, you're not going to run a marathon on day one. You have to tune your frequency, tune your body, and get it conditioned to being able to run 2 miles or whatever it is that you're going to run, right? So you start smaller. So this energy work will help align you, but get some blueberries, hold them in your mouth. 30 seconds or so. Receive the codes from them, understanding that foods have codes for us, the sun has codes for us. All of these things, natural earth things, have coding for our body that brings healing. And at the same time, doing the food meditation, that's going to help you. Also understanding that the thyroid and throat chakras are about, when they're out of balance, it's about not speaking up, not speaking your truth. Or if it's out of a balance in a way where you're over speaking up, that's probably going to come out too. This is an imbalance in a way of, what do you need to speak up about? What do you need to say? What is on your heart that is not coming out of your, what's on your chest that you're not getting off your chest? I feel like it's directly related to your past. There's pain right behind your heart chakra, on the back side of your heart chakra. So below the shoulders, definitely below those shoulder blades. There's some past hurts, some past heartaches that really can use some healing there. Therapy, yeah, if you're looking into therapy, that could be very helpful for you if you want to work in the Akashic Records. My sessions are kind of like a little bit of talk therapy and energy work at the same time. We're doing it all. If that's something you want to try, I do have an invitation only opportunity for people who want to work with me for 3 to 6 months. For a very special rate for that. Otherwise, there's always sessions you can grab if you're interested in doing that, but there's heart healing to be done specifically around your past. And when you learn to speak up and speak your truth, this is going to naturally heal your thyroid. And as you stand in those frequencies, mantras to call in for your body right now: I am safe to speak my truth. I am safe to speak my truth. I am safe to speak my truth. It is safe to speak up. It is safe to communicate. I am safe to speak my truth. Anything blue. So blueberries, I think even blackberries can help with the throat chakra. Blue crystals, lapis lazuli is perfect for that. You can even take, and it doesn't just have to be something like that. It can be tiger's eye, it can be any grounding stone or a dark stone or selenite, and you can really specifically stick it on your throat and acknowledge, I am safe to speak my truth. I am safe to speak my truth, and allow your body to ground into that. Because as I'm saying that, it doesn't necessarily feel like I'm safe to speak my truth. That's what I'm getting from your body. Like, you can say it, but it doesn't feel that way yet. So you say it until your body is physically grounded and you genuinely feel safe to speak your truth. So also practice grounding exercises before you practice I am safe to speak my truth. Because when you are grounded and when you feel safe, and I am grounded, I am rooting into this timeline. I am grounded. There is a universal support system around me. I am safe. And then you can connect in with that throat chakra. We're going to just do a couple more things on the energy side, calling in some liquid gold honey to coat through your throat chakra, soothing the energy there. Bringing forward some healing frequencies into your throat chakra. Clearing out any energy in the past where it wasn't safe to speak up, but when you did, there were repercussions, a backlash of some sort. Of course, hot tea and honey right now would also be very beneficial for you. And speaking into your tea as you stir it counterclockwise. Got some honey on me. I am well. I am well. I'm welcoming in my well-being. I'm welcoming in my well-being. All right. So I don't know how you're feeling on your end. The throat chakra is feeling a little bit more soothed. I want to go ahead and ground all this in and anchor it in and root it in, rippling it out through all time and space, all realms and realities. And as we do this, we're upgrading every version of you, every life experience of you. Which allows you to have healing on all planes, all realms, all realities, all dimensions. All right, I think that is beautiful. You yawned, yes. Any energy movement, yawning, burping, coughing, sneezing, that is healing. All right, so I'm going to disconnect from your energy and your records, thanking your guides, thanking the angels for coming through and helping us hold those frequencies and call those in. And closing that space up. So beautiful. All right, did someone else, do we have other questions? I'm going to go back up and look through the comments and see what other questions we have. Oh, you are so welcome, Sarah. Thank you. Stephanie, still not certain where your specialty is. Well, one bit of your specialty is bringing the joy. Do you want me to ask that question in your Akashic Records? Ask your other question. And I'm going to go up here because I saw a question. That one, that one. Like, where did it go? Kyrie, here you are. All right. Are you attuned to the Akashic Records, Kyrie? So I'm getting a yes, Kyrie. So funny. Springtime in New York. That's interesting. There's something you need to put into play or set into motion. Your frequency, your overall, so I'm human. I'm human like everyone else. And just because I work in the Akashic Records and I can create the energetic space and get in the high vibes doesn't mean that I don't have low vibe moments and things like that. And so basically, your frequency overall needs to have a little bit of a bump and an upgrade. Cultivating your frequency, intentionally keeping your energy higher, intentionally walking away from people, places, and things that are holding you down, because energetically you're going to align to the things that you want as soon as you raise your vibration more. It's not about you can't be in a bad mood or it's wrong or bad for you to be in a bad mood. It's not about that at all. We are where we are. We're humans. We have phases. We go through things. There's astrological cycles for a reason to stir these things up within us. But when you are intentionally being mindful on purpose, calling in the things that you actually want, aligning with the frequencies you actually want. I am huge on saying I am statements. I am. What are you wanting to call in today? I am healthy, I am happy, I am free, I am excited about life, I am, and whatever way that looks for you. If you're doing mantras, if you're doing magic where you're stirring in the statements into your drink, if you're doing candle magic, if you're doing journaling, scripting, if you're simply intentionally listening to high vibe music, things that get you pumped and jumping around, excited about life. One of my go-to things is I hit my music station and I get in the shower, and the combination of the music and the washing and the dancing, and I get really revved up into higher energies that way. If I need to start off slower, stretching, a little light stretching and talking to myself, those types of things. There's a lot of like energy work in the mindset level that you can benefit from bringing into a cultivated practice intentionally. I'm going to choose to not entertain thoughts that hurt me anymore. I'm not going to entertain thoughts that hurt me. If I see a repeating thought, I'm going to address it. Why do I keep having this thought that hurts me when I have it? And what can I do about that thought? How do I connect differently with this line of thinking that I have going on? And basically your guides are like, the sky's the limit. You can have and do and be anything you want. And as far as working in the records regularly, what are you wanting to cultivate? It's a practice. It's a practice. I have to do my own Akashic Records work and set aside that time for myself, just like anything else. You can do this. You got this. You got this. And sometimes detaching from the lower energies is about understanding what is worth your time and energy and what is not. You know. So, all right, I'm going to disconnect from your energy, closing up your records. Scrolling back up, checking to see. Let's see, Laura, cord cuttings. Cord cuttings. What if we F up? Can we uncut again? All right, so abso-freaking-lutely. You cut that cord as many times as you need to. That's the thing about energy work, about cords, about all of that sort of stuff is, you know, you can reconnect in, and you can reform attachments, and let me just, because I'm actually not, let me go into your actual records though. So one thing that I'm hearing for you specifically, Laura, is first off, let me not be in the sun here. Don't look at it as effing up. That's really important. I'm having a lot of energy movement here. There's always a reason and a purpose for everything under the sun. There's a reason and a purpose for everything under the sun. So your guides want you to cut this cord differently. Not in hastiness or do you want to do it now, Laura? I feel it right in the center of the heart space, actually. And what I'm feeling is we need to send some, all right, so let's activate your Akashic Heart Opener. And what I'm feeling is we need to send a burst of actually pink unconditional love through the cord first. And the reason that it needs to be this way is because there's some sort of healing that has to take place on your end. So bursting that through, and then severing the cord. We're using golden scissors, which is fascinating to me. Golden scissors to take this cord to cut it. Sealing up both ends of the cord on the other person's side and on your side, sending that energy away, very, very, very far away, floating it off into space, putting up a layer of protection around you and this frequency, and activating the protection We're calling in kind of like a black shield around that layer of protection. As a barrier so that it doesn't infiltrate. Moving into your heart space where this cord is, and what are we doing here? We want to ask Archangel Uriel to do some holy fire Reiki around what's left of this cord in your own heart space, burning that away. Your guides are saying this is what they want you to practice doing when you're cleansing your own energy with your fire that you have. Sealing yourself up, going into your space. And so if you were doing this for someone else, you would be going into where cords are for them. And it's a burning away, it's gentle, it's not setting fire to the bridge, it's not burning it all down in that way. There is a time and a place for that. But for this specifically, this is a softer burning away. This is like stoking a fire that you're wanting to warm you, but it's a gentle fire. It's very soft and burning away all the excess of that energy, melting it away. I feel the shoulders relaxing, melting it away, moving into the past, into the back of your heart space, calling in that fire, melting that away. We want to deactivate any and all DNA coding that was connected to it's an energy of feeling like that you were coded to crave a particular energy, kind of like craving sugar. We want to close that down, deactivate those frequencies, and just shut them off. We don't need that. That's not a part of your path forward. We want to call in that liquid gold honey frequency for your entire vessel, specifically your heart space, wrapping you up in a golden bubble. This is interesting. It's going in all directions. It's really wanting to wrap you up. And we're going to ask that golden frequency sit around your heart space for the next 24 hours to 48 hours to really start to go into your heart space and do the upgrades that you're ready to receive right now. There's a lot of stuff in the back. There's a lot of stuff in the back of your heart space. I feel like crying right now, actually. I feel like grieving. I feel like just shedding a million tears. It feels painful. It feels traumatic. And it feels like if you do not let this sorrow and grief go, it will take you down. It's intense. You are valid. There's awareness and understanding that you have had a hard life. Life has been hard is an understatement. Understatement of the century. And also, your higher self is saying to you in this moment, you don't know who you are. You don't understand how powerful you are. And when you've processed through and received the healing that you need in this moment, on the other side of this, your empowerment is massive. And the whole of the universe is ready for you to step into that. There are hands reaching out to you right now saying, give me your hand. I've got you. I'm going to help you climb this mountain. I literally see kind of like a mountain, but it's covered in rocks, so that they're rocks that are unstable. They feel unstable, and like as you step, you're going to be slipping the whole way up because the rocks are all loose. And so your guides are like, I've got you, like, take my hand and I am going to help get you up this mountain. So we want to also call in to your root chakra stability and grounding and deep aware, and I know you know, deep awareness of how protected you are, how stable you can be. I'm hearing get a grip, and not in a derogatory way, in a like, get a grip, get stable, you can do this. But you are being called into a very powerful role. And you know how to get in touch with me through Messenger. 48 hours on that golden frequency around your heart space. There, I would expect and plan for some purging in your body. I know that you're already purging, but I'm talking emotional purging, to let that all go. There's something that wants to come out and be spoken as you purge. Okay, I think we're gonna stop with that. We're gonna just ask that this be sealed in, locked in, anchored in throughout all time and space, all realms and realities, merging you in a little bit more strongly with your frequencies of your higher self, calling in that energy for you. I'm seeing a lilac color that's wanting to come through. It's very soft, very beautiful, very soothing. That's connecting with you at this time to help you through all of this. And by all means, you got my messenger, hit me up. And let me know how you are doing. I'm going to go ahead and close up your records and disconnect from your energy. This is such powerful work, y'all. I feel like I'm going to have to move my position just a little bit to get out of the sun. Such powerful, powerful work. Scoot around just a little bit. Who else has a question or anything that they are hoping to receive? I'm going to do a little bit of extra clearing because that was a little intense. Go for it, Stephanie. Let's see. All right. Jodi, I'm going to come right back to you, and I'm going to do Stephanie's question here. Now, Stephanie, you know that there are no real F-ups in life, no matter what we'd like to think. Let's see. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing is out of place. Recognize that you are the tool in certain situations, and whatever the outcome is. Oh, am I still here? Okay, and I guess I'll just merge the two videos if I end up if I end up posting it. Oh my goodness. I intended to post it. Wow, Stephanie, shut the whole session down. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this from here. This is crazy. I was wondering about doing this on my phone. Oh well. Because the internet here really is fairly unreliable. I'm like goals. It makes me want to be in my own place so badly right now. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Do I actually have volume? Like we got to cleanse this energy again. Okay, good. Crazy. Let's try this again, Stephanie. That was the funniest thing. What was I saying? They wanted to unplug that. You might have been the tool or the vessel in the situation. Do not take burden of responsibility over the situation. Um, that that is the message for you. Do not take responsibility um, in that way. You have a choice. You have you have the ability to look at this and say, first off, there is no right and wrong. Yes, there's ways that we expect to act morally as human beings. It's the intention behind what you were doing. Did you intentionally set out to do something like this? Hell no. So don't take on the guilt and responsibility for that, because if you were to take on the guilt and responsibility, when you do that to yourself, you are basically putting a notch in your own um, energy field of something that you need to make up for, fix. You know what I'm saying? Like a wrong that you need to right, when that is not the actual case. It's not something that needs to be done. It is not necessary. So don't do that to yourself. Any and all feelings that come up for you, or thoughts that come up for you that say, gosh, I feel so bad for that. No, wait a minute. Why would I feel bad for that? I didn't intend for anything to go down that way. And if that's what played out, there's obviously more to do with it than the one thing that I was part of, right? Just move forward and set yourself free from that. It's like, you hold the keys, you hold the chains. Don't put that one on yourself. That is your message. Kyrie, I am only doing one thing for whomever has questions and stuff. I'm going to do Jodi next. And then if anyone did have a question that I didn't see because we had a whole blackout scenario there, feel free to let me know here. I love working with you, Stephanie. I do. I'm like, how do I pull up the chats? Let me pull up the chats there. All right, so if anyone else has questions, and next I'm going to go into, you are so welcome. Go into Jodi's. So let me fully disconnect from Stephanie. Jodi, we're doing a little bit of sage and Palo Santo to really get some clean energy. My guys are like, you gotta really clean this place up. To talk to Jodi today. Which I have to tell you guys, that is an indicator of Jodi's energy field. I remember the first time an Akashic Records reader had to clear their energy before they were able to get into my records. And I was like, whoa. They're like, because of the work you do, I have to cleanse everything before I go into your records. I was like, that's awesome, right? That made me like go, wow, okay. So Jodi, I honestly, you got some powerful energy, girl. You are an important, your work is very important. The level at which you operate is phenomenal. I am always honored to do work in your records. Honestly, it is a deep honor and privilege. It's a deep honor and privilege to work with anybody, but all right. So how are you doing with sitting up straight and holding up your wings and stuff? Your posture, really standing in that. It feels like it's better, but still some continued work to do there with really owning that energy and really expanding into your energy, taking up space around you. And it feels like I need to hold my breath right now, like I'm holding my breath. So relaxing into it, relaxing into taking up that space. It's almost like like a new kid who's excited to be close that down, excited to be where you are and not fully owning where you are at the same time, because it's such a new expansive space for you that it's almost as if you don't feel worthy of being in it, or apprehensive. The shape shifting between, okay, um, so I feel a little bit of energy of like it's a burden to go in between frequencies. Um, like you're appreciative of it and you enjoy it and understand, but it's also a little bit of a like a burden to do these things, or it's challenging or hard, or it's just not, it's definitely not, it doesn't feel like something that feels exciting and fun and pleasurable and light. It feels like it's heavy, heavy energy, heavy work for you. And what your guides are saying is it doesn't have to feel that way. Your perception of what you do is what matters. Understanding that no one actually needs to be saved, that you came forward to do this work, but out of a place of joy and love and overflow, not from a place of obligation, responsibility, burden. The difference between feeling like it's an honor and privilege to do the work versus I have to go do this work because it's important. Neither one are wrong, but the importance feels heavy versus the joy and the honor feels light. So it's a very subtle shift that you're being asked to make in your energy field that says, this is fun. This is fun. Like, oh my gosh, I have dragon form and I have angel wings and I get to shift between the two, and I have this form and that form, and I get to transition in between the things that I need to have in that moment to best support me in that moment. How cool. Oh my goodness, how cool is it? I'm being called into a different form right now. I'm being asked to call in a new essence and energy in this moment. I wonder why. Curiosity. Why do I need to be in this form to do this task? In a very curious and playful way. Why would that matter? What's different about it? How can this be fun? Or, maybe you're pretending like you're picking out your outfits for the day. And today I'm dressing up as I'm putting on this costume, I'm putting on this energy, because as you're putting on these different energies, you're calling in those frequencies, you're connecting into that higher wisdom and that information, that part of you, that avatar, that galactic energy in you has information for you, coding for you that they specifically hold. And you're embodying those frequencies in those moments. When you're doing work with your clients, you're embodying the energy and holding that so that they can have it too and receive it. If you can't embody those codes, you can translate them, you can call them through, but the embodiment of the codes is different and it's stronger. And when you embody the code, that's how you can call the other person up to that frequency. So being playful and light about your work, understanding that, yeah, it is very important work. It is valuable. It is spectacular. Your gifts are popping off the charts. Your work is needed and of great benefit. And also calling in that energy of, it's a privilege, it's a joy, it's a blessing, it's fun, it's the best ever, it's exciting, it's thrilling, being very playful about the whole thing. Look at it. They're saying, look at it through the eyes of Owen, or in just this very playful, very creative, exciting, understanding like that energy of how you create with your children when you're doing homeschooling, the playful aspect that you bring into the teaching and the learning, bringing in that playful aspect for yourself. Don't treat, they're saying, don't treat this work as if mommy's got to go to work now. I've got to go do something. I got to go figure this out, or there's a message, somebody, Apollo wants to talk to me, or whatever it is, right? Like, I got to go do this. And don't get me wrong, because as they're saying this, I'm like, I hear you. You're telling me this too. Don't treat the work as something you have to go do because it's your job and you got to go do this work. As that is the opposite energy of what we want to operate in. We want to operate in the energy of, there's a message, there's information, it's important to my journey, it's going to be insightful, it's going to give me something that I'm ready to receive, is going to help me with something, let me go find out about it. Let me go read the information. Let me go get that information and wisdom. Let me go have those conversations. And how cool is it that this is my job? And how cool is it that I get to operate in this realm? And how cool is it that I get to be the vessel and the translator? And yes, you 100% are a sovereign being, and you get to choose what you do and what you don't do, and who you communicate with and who you don't, and who you say, I don't have time for that right now. I'm going to go hang out with my family today. Or I want to talk to you, but I want to hang out with them. This is important to me too, right? Managing that energy, respecting non-physical, but also respecting your physical life experience in more of a balanced way. But definitely calling in those energies of how exciting is it, you know? It's kind of like mommy's a super agent, right? Things like that, right? Like, how cool is it that this is my job? Calling that frequency in. So we're just going to go ahead and align you to that sort of energy a little bit more, so that it's just easier for you to sink into it and have the mental space of it, where you're connecting in with that playful, childlike energy and calling back in that um, light-hearted frequency, because from this space, you're going to be lighter and you're going to be able to go just a little bit higher in the work that you're already doing. Powerful work, by the way, powerful work. But there is great power in your pleasure versus your burden is depleting. Understanding that you are not the only one doing what you do. There is no obligation. You are unique and special, and you are appreciated very much. But anytime the work becomes work, it's time to take a break. It's time to walk away and refocus. Understanding that from your pleasure in your work, even when we're dealing with heavy, traumatic experiences, the pleasure in the work that you do is where everything comes from, where your energy overflows from. Also, calling in, understanding that when you do, the people who work with trauma, and it doesn't matter in what industry, whether it's the Akashic Records or therapy or whatever, if you work with trauma on a regular basis, it's important to do fun, lighthearted work as well. Take on the more fun clients, take on cool, something that just feels fun and light and free, like um, something that has to do with creation work, playful stuff, um, because the trauma work gets heavy and deep, and it can take you energetically down a little bit. So it's important to balance that with something that feels fun and playful and creative. All right. So any energetic upgrades that you were able to receive at this time, we just want to seal those in, lock those in, anchor them in, run that liquid gold honey through your vessel, moving through all time, space, all realms and realities, allowing you to easily flow in between your various frequencies and energies, just like you're changing your outfits. I'm going out to dinner tonight. I'm going to put something else on, or I'm going to go to the beach, so I'm going to put my swimsuit on. And you're just slipping in and out of these roles and pausing and taking a minute in between them to really ground yourself into this current reality as you merge in with your other frequencies. And I think that's really Interesting. Okay. I was about to close up, but I feel something in your heart space. So I'm just going to send a little burst of, it's actually green energy, some emerald green energy from Archangel Raphael. And this is going to help stabilize you and ground you into this soul purpose a little bit more. And they're saying there is treasure buried within you. Go on a treasure hunt for fun. Go on a treasure hunt for fun. Do it as if you're like excited and going on a treasure hunt, like a little kid with a treasure map doing this work. All right, I'm going to disconnect from your energy and close up your records. You are so welcome. Violet, how are you doing? All right. All right, so I feel like I need to just keep scooting around just a little bit. The sun keeps moving. We're just going to keep shifting as the sun goes down. Absolutely beautiful out there, though. All right. I have to share this with y'all too before I do your question, Violet. I get these, the tea, the little yogi tea that has the messages on them. I've never gotten the same message twice, especially like so close together. So I got the same message and I'm like, oh, this is really important. It's the only thing that can limit you is believing that you are limited. Become limitless. And limitless is a big, important thing in my life because I know we are limitless. That feels important to share. All right, so for Violet, it's time to call in your rose codes. Do you want to do that today? Or do you want to wait until the next call? I gotta pull my drink over here. That's what's coming in for you for 2023 is your rose codes. Let's go ahead and activate your Akashic Heart Opener. And I want to anchor you in deeply into the Earth Star Chakra. really, really, really deeply in. I'm just going to grab a couple of things over here too. We just need a few more. Just need a few more things to make this a little bit more official for you. Go ahead and just take some relaxing breaths. Get as relaxed as you can possibly be in this moment. Slow your breathing, come into a nice, nice, relaxed place. And we're going to wrap you in unconditional love, stick you in a bubble. We do want to go ahead and call in extra protection at this time, just so that we can be in this place and do our work without any disruptions. Breathing into your heart space, we're going to connect you on up into your soul star chakra at this time. Expanding your energy field, activating your entire body, your chakra system, your auric field, opening that up as big and wide as we can so that you can receive. Your root chakra is really strongly activated. You are deeply rooted in this earth, in this time, in this space, in this realm, in this reality. Just cleansing and clearing your energy field, getting you nice and prepared for this. And now we're going to call in the Divine Mother is what wants to come through specifically. And you're being handed a rose at this time. And with this rose, as you receive it, and you can go ahead and receive it now in whatever way that is for you. You may see, sense, feel, or imagine that you are being handed a rose, and just go ahead and receive that. And this is an initiation of sorts for you into this new frequency, into these codes. There is deep healing and deep self-love that is going to come through for you. You may sense the fragrance of a rose, or if there's rose oil or something like that, that could be a benefit for you. Working with rose quartz, that could be a benefit for you as you anchor in these frequencies and codes. This is going to activate for you over the next 2 weeks. It's a slow time release activation. Calling in the deep, deep frequencies of unconditional love to pour through your whole vessel. Specifically working with your third eye for a minute and opening that up. Moving down into your throat chakra, expanding your high heart and your heart chakra as big and wide as we can, calling in these frequencies for you. The frequencies, the codes that are wanting to come in for you are very soft pink. Calling this through your DNA and through your spine, allowing everything to be upgraded, running it through your whole vessel, receiving these codes now. You are going to experience a deeper sense of self love and appreciation in a way that you have not felt it before. There's a subtleness to this energy. It's soft, it's gentle, it's kind. It's very is very peaceful. There is work to do around your throat chakra. And this has to do with speaking kindly to yourself specifically in a very soft and gentle way. It almost feels like sometimes when you're being playful and lighthearted that you're also kind of beating up on yourself, poking fun at yourself, or just maybe not being, you know, how we can make fun of ourselves or whatever. It feels like you're doing that, but you're like it's a little bit harmful to yourself because it's not as kind as what the energy is calling you to move into, a deeper kindness towards your own self. We're calling through the frequency of frankincense as well. You might look that up, what its significance is. I couldn't tell you, but it wants to come through for you. The frankincense, oh man, I don't know if you're feeling a difference in the throat chakra, but calling in the frankincense really feels good to my throat chakra. So I'm hoping that you're feeling some of that in yours. Wow. Interesting. Hold on. I have some oils here. As I use this oil, we are using it with you as well. This is actually, it's hard for me to read it. It's starting to get dark in here. I will message you with the name of this oil, but putting it on my tongue now, activating this energy within you, calling in the codes at a deeper level. We're getting another layer. This layer is darker pink. It's not as soft as the first one. It's more vibrant. And let's do one more layer. This one is going to be red, deep red, deep red frequencies and codes that are coming in for you. And I almost get the sensation as if we are underwater and the light is shining through the water. Moving in through your crown chakra, expanding this space. Down in through, anchoring into your high heart and your heart. Sending a burst of this energy through your back, through all of your attachments, cords, just a deep, deep red frequency burst of love. It is rich, it is passionate, it is very loving and kind. Maybe do some heart openers, specifically opening up the back of your heart. Allowing these codes and frequencies to permeate your essence. Swirling through, moving to your solar plexus, down into your sacral chakra. They want me to acknowledge your navel chakra as well. Loosening up your entire back. Wow. Okay. And down into your root chakra. Now we're going to call in the liquid gold honey to move through your whole vessel and coat your body. Sealing everything in, anchoring it in throughout all time and space, all realms and realities, allowing you to be upgraded to your highest timeline in these frequencies with these rose codes throughout all time and space, all realms and realities. Expanding your energy field. It is suggested that you do some work with with Mother Mary, connecting in with her. She has messages for you. And you also know how to get in touch with me with my inbox. So you can let me know how you're doing. Let me open up the chat here. Okay. I'm going to disconnect from your energy and close up your records. That was very beautiful. Very beautiful. Does anyone else have a question or anything before I close this space up? I will get a replay out. I'll just have to merge two videos together. It won't take long. Just stick them on top of each other and let it do its thing. And what I really want to say to everyone at this point in time is it is a great honor and privilege to do this work. I love my job. I don't know how to say that any other way than I love my job. I love what I do. I love working with y'all. I love watching y'all grow and expand and witnessing your lives transform. It's brilliant. It's amazing. It's so beautiful. I have random specials up right now. I have $99 sessions. If you get packages, the price drops to whatever between, depending on how many sessions you purchase at once. If you want to, I'm like, what is that? There's like a dog or something around here. If you want to work with me on a long-term basis, at least 3 to 6 months, I have an invitation only offer for you. Message me about that or ask me about that, and I can get you that information. There are so many things we can do in the Akashic Records, whether that's just clearing out old contracts and fine-tuning your energy, getting your mindset work straight, deep healing work. It can be fun, it can be playful, we can be creating your future. Creation work is one of my favorite things to do, of course, because that's playful and fun. But aligning your energy, activating gifts, calling in codes for you that you're ready to receive, connecting you in with your higher self, all of those things, activating DNA, like I just, there's so many things we can do. I do work with pets. I do clear homes. It's the most special thing ever. So if you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, send me a message, go to thesantoshaway.com, look and see what's on the website. Communicate always. I'm easy to talk to. Pop into my messenger or whatever and ask me questions. If you want to be attuned to the Akashic Records yourself, or if you already are attuned, but you want to explore a deeper level, I would love to have you in the Akashic Apprenticeship. Our first class is going to be Saturday, January 21st. I'll start putting people in that group this next week to do a couple of things to prepare your energy for the attunement. What are the benefits of taking the Akashic Records apprenticeship, even if you're already attuned to the Akashic Records? We go deeper. It's guided. You get aligned to the area we're working with, and you get to work with me in the process to ask questions. I can open up your records. I can explore a little bit deeper with you. I can send you on a path. I can tell you, oh, go connect with this person, go talk to this person in your records, those types of things. And if you are already attuned to the Akashic Records, you do not pay full price for the program. So just message me on that. Once you've taken my program, you don't have to pay for it again in the future. It's an evergreen course, so you can join back in each time I teach it and go deeper and more expansive. It never ends. All right, so I think that that's all. I'm just going to double check. I don't think there's any other, I don't think there's any other messages or questions. So thank you so much for being here, y'all. I really appreciate you. And I will get this replay up and get the link out to people. I'll just post it in the groups. Thank you to our guides and our angels for joining us today. All right, y'all have a wonderful, happy Saturday. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend, honestly. And I'm gonna finish watching the sunset here and just take in this beautiful moment. All right, y'all have a great one.